I have a really hard time understanding the why. If there is so little evidence to prove that masks and especially mask mandates work, either in the general public or in school, why? Why the about face from Dr. Fauci in March of 2020, basically condescending the idea that, masks could ever work for something like this to, if you don't wear a mask, you're a grandma killer by the summer of 2020. Were you surprised by that change? And if you were to guess kind of why they keep on doubling down on this ineffective policy, what would you say?
There's a lot of great points in there. One of the first things that, just going back to that hairdresser thing for a minute, one of the flaws with that was that only half the people that went to see these hairdressers even got tested. So there's another half of the people that were clients of theirs that never even got tested. The CDC completely ignored that. As far as the research, and I go into this in the book as well, where early on in late March of 2020, Fauci was sent an email from one of his employees at the National Institute of Health saying that they had reviewed all of the high quality evidence on masking in the general public, and it all suggested masks would not have a significant impact. Literally just a few days later, I think it was April 4th, like 3 or 4 days later, CDC and Fauci come out and say everybody should wear a cloth mask. So clearly there was no science that changed in order to support this. It's really, so the why is a very difficult question to answer, because it's clear that they weren't, they always say we're following the science. It's clear they weren't following the science, because the science, all this evidence and trial data had showed it wouldn't work. I think that they were thinking that the kind of Asian countries had done well because of masking. That was their thought. I think they also wanted to be seen as doing something, saying, right, well, we're fighting COVID by telling everybody to wear a mask. Right. And then I think it's kind of become this doubling down, because as you say, they promote it, say it's the most important thing to do. The results aren't working, but they can't go back and say, actually, we were wrong. It never really worked. They have to just kind of keep doubling down on what they're selling and promoting.
Yeah, I think it's that piece. Like if we could guess in the most charitable way what is behind these mandates, it's the at least I'm doing something line. Defense that at least I'm not doing anything. And that is why, obviously it's because he's a Republican, but that's why I think DeSantis is demonized, because even if the case and hospitalization and death rates are similar in Florida to somewhere like California, well, the bad thing isn't actually the result of the policy. That's what I've realized when it comes to these COVID fearmongers. It's not the result. It's the intention or what is actually done. So if a governor puts all of these restrictions in place and say they have a higher death count than a state that doesn't, they are still deemed virtuous. And of course, we saw the same thing with Donald Trump, that every single COVID death when he was president was attributed directly to him. But of course, now that more people have died while Joe Biden was president, no deaths are attributed to Joe Biden, because at least he's doing something. That's very confounding to me.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV, with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.